Coach, you guys executed the get them on, get them over, get them in right away there in the first inning to get a run, and it seemed to pretty much go sideways after that.
Yeah, we got the base load in the first. We come up a little short. I think we got second and third in the second, or third, less than 2 outs, and we just not a lot of quality at bats today. But it starts. You got to pitch and you got to defend. So as we say, no excuses and don't blame anybody. We really fell short in all three areas today.
Yeah, I mean, you had obviously the walks were high again tonight. I think it was 13 again, and but even behind them, kind of booted it around a little bit. I mean, it was just kind of a tough day overall, really. Yeah,
we got a chance to get off the field there in a 1-0 game. It's a tough play, but we don't make the play. Next guy hits a 2-run homer, and just like that, you're down 2-1. And then there were handful of plays today that we weren't great. We didn't deserve to win the game, and so especially on the road, it's a frustrating weekend on the mound, and I'm going to keep preaching it. Strike one, aggressive in the zone, and it's time to stay out of 3-ball counts. I'm tired of 3-ball counts. So pitch what you got to do before you get the 3 balls, because 3-ball counts is the kiss of death. The hitter's in the driver's seat, and you're 1 pitch away from ball 4. So if we want to decrease the walks, let's get strike 1, and let's not get the 3 balls,
If you're with the way that the Sunday ended and the way that Sunday kind of was at Virginia Tech, the 2 weekend series, what kind of adjustments do you think, or is it an approach or something like that you guys kind of can look for as you continue with road series throughout the rest of the season?
Well, I think you learn the challenge of winning on the road. We say it, everything's against you. Not that the umpires are against you, but there's pressure on them and the crowd, and you have to be mentally tough enough that you might not get every call. You might get a favorable call at home. You're not getting a favorable call on the road. So we talk about mental toughness, and you got to trust your stuff. I mean, again, if they'd have swung the bats like we swung it yesterday, I'm not saying I'd feel better, but the Friday, Sunday, the walk, man, it's just, and they got good hitters. So, but man, they also have a good idea of the strike zone. So, like I said, it's obviously on the mound we have to become more aggressive in the strike zone. There's no excuse for not making plays on defense. Errors are part of the game, but you're not going to win in the ACC if you're making errors, right? And then offensively, we're really good. And today it was just a combination of a couple things, and give their pitcher credit, man. That guy just pitched well, beat us with, kept us off balance. He stayed ahead in the zone. I didn't look at the box score yet, but I can't imagine he gave us many free bases. 3 walks and 6 2/3. We had him we had his pitch count up through 2 or 3. And then it was then he decided, you know what, no more. Stop it. And that's what, as a pitcher, you got to have the ability to go, no more. Somebody, whether you're on the mound or you're coming from the bullpen, no more. You got to get the ball in the strike zone. And Friday they did it when it was going sideways, and today they did it. Where we were the hot team the first 3 innings, I give their pitching staff a lot of credit. 2 of the 3 games, they said no more, and they made you earn it. And therefore they came out on top Friday and Sunday.
They're on the road both times on Fridays. You guys have had kind of chances to win games, and then Sundays have been, sometimes there are going to be some games where they get away from you, but maybe even more so on the road. It puts the importance of when you got a chance at somebody, you got to take it.
It's no doubt. I mean, it's winning on the road's not easy. So, usually we've come out really good in those first 3 innings. We could have put up some crooked numbers early, and we just didn't. But that's fine. Then suffocate on defense, and again, like you said, I didn't think Peter pitched that bad. I thought it was a combination of we obviously didn't make enough plays behind him. He probably hesitated a little bit covering first, and it's just a little bit of just not clean baseball, man. You got to earn it, like I said, especially on the road, and we didn't come close to earning it today.
You talk a lot about flipping the page, and you got a fun Tuesday night ahead with Western, and then a big road trip again with Clemson. You got a fun week, and try to execute what you guys are always preaching around here.
It's a long season. We're halfway through ACC play. We've done a lot of good things, but there's areas that we have to improve in. And so we address them, and we go back to the drawing board. We get to work. Safe trip home, and we get on the practice field Monday. And opportunity to celebrate 20 years of Jim Patterson Stadium. So I'm just looking forward to honoring him and his family, getting to play in front of our crowd, and I'll worry about the weekend after that.
For sure.